Hey guys, Phil here, hope you're all well. What you're looking at in front of you is my spare Nintendo GameCube. As you can see, it's in full working order. Now what I want to do today is I want to install the PicoBoot, and I'm also going to be installing the SD to SP2. So if you stick around, I'll crack on with that. What I need to do now is program the Raspberry Pi Pico with the PicoBoot code. So as you can see, I've gone over to the PicoBoot GitHub page and I've gone to the downloads page, and what I want to do is I want to download the latest PicoBoot UF2 file. That's basically the firmware. You can think of it as the firmware. So I'm going to save that to my D drive on my laptop. So that's that saved. What I need to do now is obviously flash that to the Raspberry Pi Pico, and that is very easy to do. Now I'm going to try and do this in one hand, so bear with me. I need to press the boot select button here, and I need to plug in the USB at the same time. Come on, I'm nearly there. Yeah, got you. And you heard the ding dong from Windows. Now that should connect as a drive. The Raspberry Pi Pico should connect as a drive, and there it is. You can see it there. It's connected as a drive. So I'm going to click on that, and all I have to do is drag and drop the file over. And there we go, that's it. You heard it dismount, and that's the Raspberry Pi Pico flashed with the PicoBoot firmware. What I want to do now is just show you me quickly 3D printing this little holder that holds the Raspberry Pi Pico, and this connects to the fan of the GameCube, one of the screws, and it just holds the Raspberry Pi Pico nice and vertical like that inside the GameCube. So yeah, just a quick time lapse of me 3D printing this little mount. that's the PicoBoot installed. As you can see, what I've done is I put the SD to SP2 in there. Took that out my other GameCube. If you wait till the end of the video, I'll show you my original GameCube from back in the day. Now that's got Swiss on there, so let's give it a test. Let's power on, and yeah, we're getting it. And there we go, there's Swiss. So yeah, that's a successful PicoBoot installed for the Nintendo GameCube. What I'm going to do now is get this all back together, and then I can wrap up the video, and then I'll show you my original GameCube from back in the day. So I've gone up into my loft and I've gone and got my original GameCube from back in the day. As you can tell, it's not a normal looking GameCube. That's because the first thing is it's in an ice cubed case. This case allows me to put full size 12cm DVD-Rs in there. I'll show it if I open the original case GameCube. If I take the full size disc out and try and put it in a standard GameCube, it just won't fit. And that's what this case allowed me to do back in the day, was put full-size Rytec DVD-Rs in there, because the full-size 12cm DVD-Rs were a lot cheaper than the smaller ones that you would needed to put in a genuine GameCube case. Now I'll show you what type of mod chip this has got in it. If I turn it to the side, you can see the mod chip just there, and I powered it on by accident then. But it's a Viper GC Extreme. You can see it's the Extreme Edition because it's got the Viper extension board where you can connect it to USB to a PC. So that allows you to rip the games, it allows you to train the games, you can do things like dumps of screenshots and that type of thing. Now there was two versions of the Viper GC. There was the standard Viper GC, and then there was an extreme version. The main difference between the two was obviously that extension board, that USB extension board, and the Viper GC has, I think it's 2 meg of flash memory that you can store DOL files on. If I power on the actual GameCube, you can see the Cobra BIOS pop up. And I can actually run Swiss from the 2 meg internal flash. So if I go down to Explorer, I've already put Swiss on there, Explore Flash File System, and it's very simple. All you do is you just connect your USB to the Viper GC, and you just transfer the DOL file over using the file manager for the Cobra BIOS. And if I go Explore Flash File System, you can see Swiss for Viper GC Extreme. I'll run that, and you should see Swiss boot up, and there you go. So yeah, that's why I don't need to install something like the PicoBoot into this GameCube, because it's got a Viper GC Extreme in it. Also, you may notice as well, I did the controller port mod where you add LEDs. It just makes it look really nice. If I turn my lights off, you'll be able to see it better. There you go, it looks quite nice in the dark. So yeah, that's my original GameCube from back in the day. And as you can see, we're all back together. So let's power on the GameCube, and we should boot into Swiss. And there it is. Winner, winner. Now what I want to do now is obviously launch a game to show you it working. Now my games have been trimmed, and because I trimmed them myself, Swiss is not going to like it. It's going to turn around and say my game's a bad dump, but it's not. It's perfectly fine. I just trimmed them. And if you know anything about GameCubes, ISOs, you know you can trim them down to save space. So if I launch Paper Mario, 1000 Year Door, you can see there it says my dump's bad. It's not. It's perfectly fine. You'll see it working perfectly fine in a second. It's just got to patch the DOLs first, and then it'll boot the game. And there we go. It's Paper Mario booting. It's a brilliant game, the 1000 Years Door. I actually love it. It's one of my favourite games on the GameCube. So yeah, I'll skip through this because you know what Nintendo are like for giving copyright strikes because you're using Nintendo assets, which is, you know, how you're going to show the game if you can't let people see it, you know, and hear it. Which is, that's Nintendo for you guys. But yeah, there you go guys, PicoBoot installed into a Nintendo GameCube. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Winner, winner. You know I'm going to go strike for this. Catch you next time, guys.